everyone, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. Alright, tonight we are continuing on the embroidery of the month. It is the Catnap Under the Jade. We're working on those jade stems today, and I think we'll be also starting the smallest jade leaves, which will be that lighter color green. So I think we'll be cranking through. It'll feel like we get a lot done tonight, I'm thinking. We'll see, hopefully. All right, so let's get going, everyone. Thanks again for joining. Okay, here we are tonight. Got all my stuff set up. I'm going to zoom you guys on. Hello, Geneva. All right, let's get situated. Okay. Alrighty, here we are. Okay, so we left off with, we started this last little stem here, and that is still with the 4 strands. So this pattern again has different number of strands. So here's our stitch guide that tells us the color and what stitches to use. And then this says how many strands of thread we actually use. So 6 strands, 4 strands, 2, and 1. So the different, like a larger number of strands is going to create a thicker line. So what I'm trying to do is have like a perspective going down from, like, we're looking at the jade from the top and looking down, and the things closest to us are going to be the thickest lines, and then the things farthest away, like the kitty and everything down on the floor, that's going to be the thinnest line, so the least amount of strands. So we're on kind of like the bigger side of strands, yet we're still working with 4 strands of thread. And let's just jump right in. All I really have left, actually, of the 4 strands is just this little stem of the jade plant up here. Everything else is then going to be 2 strands with the jade. So I think I will not need much thread here, which is making me think maybe I shouldn't double it up either. Yeah, we're gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna grab 2 strands here. So 2 strands. This is twice the length of floss that I am ultimately going to need, but I'm going to fold it in half so I can do the loop method of starting, just like how we've been doing the past few nights here. So my objective tonight is to get as much of this done as possible. All right, so oops. Just trying to get the other end here. Let's match up those ends. There, now we have 4 strands with a fold at the bottom. All right, let's thread. Cool, all right, let's do the loop method to start our floss here. I think we'll do just these 2, then we'll go back stitch there and then back up. So I'm starting with just like this little stitch here, and so let's go to the back, and now I have that fold of the thread. So that creates this little loop. I'm going to just stick the needle right through there, then pull that loop tight, and that is the loop method to starting. So it's starting without a knot at all. It's kind of magic, and we can just start stitching then. We're attached. All right, let's get this guy. Yeah, I think we'll finish this whole large one first, or this side before jumping over to there. I'm just looking at my stitch guide again, just double checking that this is it for the 4 strands. I think it is. So we can move to 2 strands next. And I think I'm going to stick with the brown. So let's do all the rest of these stems first. These are all 2 strand stems though. And then the top of this table is also 2 strands with the brown. So I think we'll do that. So we'll be getting all the 2 strand brown done pretty quickly. Well, that'll be nice. Hey everyone, thanks for popping in. We got people in, we're streaming at our normal places again, which is, if you didn't know, it's Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We are streaming right now. All right, now let's get this side again. I do kind of have Twitch on my brain, though. I think I want to try and get that started again. Oops. There we are. John and I didn't get to do our walk together today. I ended up, he was in a meeting, so I ended up doing a 4 o'clock walk, and he's actually doing his walk right now. Poor guy. He's gotta go walk in the dark all alone. But he's doing it, so that's pretty cool. Trying to stick to those walks. We actually didn't go yesterday, which is bad, but we both had, we both worked out yesterday, so we figured, But we are still trying to get those walks in. It's so slippery, though, now. Things are sort of melting and then freezing and melting and freezing. Which means it's almost maple syrup weather. Okay, now I gotta do these guys here. Maple syrup weather on maple trees is when it still freezes at night, but gets above freezing during the day. And that's the only time when you can tap maple syrup. The only time it kind of flows is when it freezes at night and when it warms up during the day. So when that's done, then it's done. So my dad's got all the gear for that this year. He tried it last year, and now he's amping it up a little bit more. So we're getting close to that point, I think. Although I don't think it went above freezing today. Nah, today was like 8 degrees, so nope, not today. But there's been a couple times when it's gone above 32 this past week. I think it's supposed to tomorrow as well. So I wonder if I'll have to call. I wonder if he tapped any of the trees for like yesterday. I think it was nicer out. But he got the whole, I don't know, broiler or whatever you'd call that, so that you put all the sap in from the trees, from the maple trees, and then it cooks it down. So we got a whole thing for that. And you have to keep feeding it wood to burn and stuff too. It's kind of fun. So I'm hoping we can go home and visit them when they do that. But we'll see, because it's just whenever the weather is just right. It's kind of on that timer. We're getting there, and that means spring is almost here, which, thank goodness. Like I was saying yesterday, I'm a little sick of putting all my gear on every time I go out for a walk. It's like a 5-minute situation to put on all my winter stuff. Then I have to turn my whole body to look from side to side, because I don't want all my stuff around my neck to move. Oh, God. Alright, I think, maybe 2 more stitches. Then that'll be that for the 4-strand bits. So I'm going to weave in the end, and I think we might use up these pieces that I'm working with here. Okay, there we go. 4 strands are done. We are going to move on to the smaller strands, so 2 strands are next. So the further away looking things will have the less strands. Back's looking nice still, though. Little fuzzle in the way here. Right, scissors. I'm trying to use matching scissors while we do this. So we're on the orange, which kind of matches the brown. All right, so we have a little bit left of the 4 strands here. I want to use, I got to use 2 strands. So I think I'm going to just separate these And I'm not going to do the loop method. I think I'm just going to just use these 2 strands up. There's not much thread here, and then I'll use the other 2 strands. Just trying not to waste it. And then we can do the loop method for 2 strands instead. So this one I won't use the loop method. We'll just weave in. So I'm going to start, we'll go right here. Two strands, oh, it feels like hardly anything. It's funny. Gina says, interesting, does it have to be a certain type of maple tree, and does it harm the tree? So I don't think it actually has to be a specific kind of maple tree. I think any maple tree can work. You do need it needs to have like an 8-inch diameter, so you don't harm it. So it does. So it needs to be like a rather big tree. And then, yeah, you're basically poking holes in it, and then you'll never go in the same spot twice, so it'll just kind of scar over. But that's why you want it to be like an 8-inch diameter tree, so hefty trees. But yeah, so during that time of year, it's sending nutrients to its leaves, or like its almost leaves, or wannabe leaves, because it wouldn't have leaves yet. But it's sending energy up the root, and that's just a little bit of that is coming out the taps. Oh, I should have gone. I'm going to end up way up here. Well, that's okay. We'll just weave in to get to this other area here. Just trying to map out my directions, and I did it kind of goofy, but that's okay. But yeah, I'm excited. And we've been using the stuff that he made last year, and it's like legit, real, as fresh as you can get maple syrup, which is kind of fun. I think there's probably certain maples that are probably better than others, but I think you can actually use any maple tree. I think I read somewhere, or heard somewhere, that you can actually use a few other trees than maple. Yeah, Cheryl's saying a sugar maple. Yeah, that's probably the best one. But I think we had this conversation. It's on the edges of my brain of having this conversation. Like, can you use any maple or some other thing? And I think I heard maybe on TikTok or something that you can actually tap walnut trees or something too. Oh, dang, Noeline's got the winning Powerball numbers. Quick. Noeline's in the future. She's in Australia, so she's sending us the winning Powerball from the future. Nice. Oh, Pamela says they use birch trees to make syrup also. Huh, interesting. Dang, that'd be fun to try. Just like try a bunch of different trees just to see how it's different. Because I know they have black walnuts in the area, and I'm sure maybe there aren't any birch trees. I don't know. It'll be interesting though. He's just waiting to get out there. So like I said, I mean, maybe he's already done a couple because it has been getting warm. It has been getting warm during the day. Not every day, but enough that it would, he could do it those days. A Funky Carrot Girl can't see very well on the phone. Oh, is this beads threaded on it? Nope, it is just, we are just doing it with floss. But I do particularly like this stitch. This is the back stitch, because it does create almost a beady look, because how the light catches it, it's just like the light hits like the little stitches, just kind of like they're shining beads a little bit, I think. But nope, it is, it's just embroidery floss. But beads would be so cute. We have stitched with beads, maybe like once or twice. Dude, we should do that. We should stitch with beads. That would be fun. All right, so that's it for this guy. I'm gonna go through the backs of my stitches and get to here, but you can kind of see. So this is the 2 strands versus like the 4. Oops, sorry, the 4 strands up here. So you can definitely see a different thickness, and that's exactly what we want. We're doing the thick lined things of the object closest to us and thinner lines as we go down. So this is a little bit different than how we normally do it. If you're just coming in and wondering why are we, like, what do you mean by switching threads and number of strands and all that, we're actually using different numbers of strands. Like right now I'm stitching with just 2 strands, but we're using a different number of strands for I'm just looking at the pattern here. I'm like, why is this one pink? But that's right, we switched to the 2 strands. I'm looking at my design for 2 strands here. Forgot we're off the red, now we're on the pink. But yeah, so we're using different number of strands to show perspective a little bit. So the things closest to us are going to be thicker with 6 strands, so it gives us a thicker line. Then we did 4 strands, so it's a little bit less, and now we're working on the 2 strands. So the further away we get from, like above, like if we're looking at this jade plant from above, the further away we're getting from the top of the jade plant, the less strands we're using, and I'm hoping that it gives like kind of the effect of perspective. So we actually do have a finished piece here. So this is kind of what I mean. So like all of these lines are kind of thick, but as you get down to the little kitty cat and the floor, all those are actually just with 1 strand. So we've gone from 6 strands all the way to 1 strand, and we get like quite a shift in the line weight. So it's just we don't always do that. This is the first time we've played around with that idea. We've talked about it a lot, but I haven't really done anything with it. So I'm like, you know what? We're gonna do that with this month's embroidery of the month. Just getting these side guys in here, and then we'll continue with that back stitch. Alright, 2 more stitches on this side. So let's see, we have this stem. I think that's it for the stems. Cool. So we just have these 2 little stems left with the 2 strands of the brown. Then all the rest of these jade leaves are 2 strands, but they're also with the lighter green, so we'll be starting a new color here. Man, now I want to stitch with beads. That'd be fun. That's kind of been in my brain to like reorganize all my beads. It's just, they're just kind of everywhere from like when I was little and doing stuff with beads. Oh my gosh, I think I might be able to finish, oh gosh, no, maybe not. I think I might need a tiny little bit more thread to finish these up, which is fine, because I actually, we need to stitch the top of the table is with the 2 strands of brown, so I can just like jump over to there with a new piece of thread when we're done with this, so it doesn't really matter if we don't have quite enough thread to finish this little branch. Oh, neat. So Marcia says, I really love this one. I'm not usually one to get ahead, but I couldn't stop and only have Chad Kitty left. Oh, that's nice. Chad Kitty. I don't think we're going to get to him this week. Although, you know what? I think we're going to get far tonight. So maybe we'll get a little bit of Chad Kitty done. It doesn't, or it's just a kitty. In my head, it's Chad Kitty. That's my parents' cat. Chad. This is a mythical scene right now where Chad all of a sudden is at our house. It's a little dream sequence scene, I think. Ooh, you guys, I think I might have enough just to finish this. I just need to do 2 more stitches. Oh my god, though, I can't do 2 more stitches with this much thread. Ugh, I'm gonna give it a try. let's do a forward stitch for the last one, and it's gonna be tough weaving in the ends, but I can barely get through onto this side. But there we go. So that's all of the stems there. I think I can weave it in. We'll see. I might have to do that thing where you weave in with the eye of the needle, just because I won't be able to turn it around again, but let's see if I can. We're totally freaking winning thread chicken tonight. All right, we're getting there one more time after this. Yeah, this time I don't have enough thread to turn my needle around, so I'm going to thread with the eye of the needle, which is a little more difficult, but it's doable. There we go. Snickered that one out. Woohoo! Okay. Awesome. So I think I am going to just keep continuing with this brown, because we do have this other leftover piece from when we had the 4 together. We have this leftover piece, and I think this is going to be plenty. Is it going to be? We'll see. I just need to go around the edge of this tabletop, and then that's it for the 2 strands of brown. Then it's on to all the leaves. This little mat on top is brown, or is 2 strands as well, but with the gray. But I think we'll do the leaves first. I'm kind of itching to get as far on these leaves as I can. Okay, where are we at again? Right there. So I'm going to weave into, I don't know, this jade here. Yeah, we'll go right here. And do back stitch around that tabletop. It's starting to come together. Oh, Marcia says that's the beauty of artist's license. You can bring Chad Kitty to your house in your art and in your mind. Yeah, little kitty. I'm gonna have to hang this one up next to the plant when I'm done, so I can just wish Chad Kitty here. That'd be so nice. I don't think he'd like it here very much, but I can pretend. Chad Kitty's so nice. Ooh, Kimberly's knitting, geez, a few pairs of socks. That's amazing. That is one thing I have not knit yet. I mean, you know, and gosh, this had to be like 10 years ago, but like, I don't know, I feel like that's when sock yarn came out. Came out like everywhere, where it was all patterned, and you know, as you stitch it forms like its own little pattern. I'm sure that's been around for forever, but like, I don't know, it became super popular like 10, 15 years ago. Geez, that seems like forever. But I just like the idea of having to make 2. Although I have made a bunch of pairs of slippers before. But I guess I was using really big wool yarn and then felting it so that the slippers would shrink down. And that was kind of fun. So I have made pairs of slippers, but for some reason in my head that is just not the same as socks. In my head, socks just seem like, oh my God, how am I going to stitch 2 of them all? Oh, you're doing it with a magic loop. Kimberly says I started trying to do them with the magic loop. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me scroll up. Started trying to do them with the magic loop. Cannot handle them, so now back to double points. I am going to give the double pointed needles a try again. There's this, I kind of randomly started talking about this the other night, but I wanted to knit that snake, what is that called again? Like in the door jamb where you don't want the air to come in. I forget what those are called, but it's just this fun little snake that is knit that we have, and it's like a toy. But I was thinking it'd be so fun to use up scrap thread and stuff, or yarn, to knit it. And it's just like a giant long tube, right? And I think after doing these cuffs with the magic loop method, it was kind of annoying to like pull the loop, or pull the cable of the knitting needle through each time, and I think that'd get annoying with the snake going like, oh, a draft dodger, like a draft dodger. Oh my god, is that really what they're called? Oh, Grace says a draft dodger too. Oh my god, that is a crazy name for that. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, a draft doorstop. Oh, a sausage dog. Funny. But yes, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I think I might give double pointed needles a try again for that. But they freak me out. I mean, I'm fine stitching with them, but there's just the underlying nervous energy when I stitch with double pointed needles. Ooh, I'm running out of, oh no, I got plenty of thread. I just have to pull more out. I just have it folded over quite a bit. I think we'll have just enough. So I didn't have to get any more thread out for this. That was nice. I will need a single strand of brown for some of the Chad Kitty's hair, and then this bottom part of the desk is with one strand, but I didn't have to cut a new piece for this, so that was nice. We'll switch to the little green leaves, the rest of the jade leaves, and then we'll use the loop method for that because it's more fun. I like it. Oh, Kimberly said pulling the cable all the time made me nuts. Yeah, so, and that's what, it was kind of annoying when I just did these little cuffs, which would be about the size of the socks. And yeah, if I had to do the whole snake, which is like, 4 feet long, and had to do that with each row, I think that would get a bit annoying. All right, there's my last stitch for the table here. Let's weave in those stitches. So I don't know, double pointed needles it is. But I suppose if I get sick of that, I can always switch, I can switch needles. Double pointed needles also means I can't use my fun interchangeable needles that I've been using exclusively. I'll have to go to my old sets of needles and get the double pointeds out. I was hoping to just get used to only using my little interchangeable needle set, but I suppose when you need the double pointeds, I don't think I can use them as double. No, because there's only 2 of each size. Yeah, I'll have to get actual double pointed needles. I'm sure I have tons of different sizes of those. All right, so there we go. We got the 2 threads in for that. I do have a bunch more. I do actually have a little bit left for when we did the 4, but this is great. I'll be able to use this for the extra little bit that's in the Chad Kitty fur and this bottom bit. So I'm going to save this. And let's get the lime peel green out. And now I'm going to do the loop method again. So I'm going to get twice as much as we need, although my thread's going to last a whole lot longer now since I'm only going to use 2 strands. So maybe I won't get quite as much, which means I'll have to change thread more often, but then I'm probably not wasting as much. So we'll go more towards the 18 inches folded in half, so 36 inches, maybe a little less. Ooh, should we switch colors again? Oh, I don't have a pale green, but we could maybe yellow. Let's switch to yellow. Kind of a yellowy green, so I must my yellow stork scissors must be hanging out with another project, so we have the yellow straight scissors tonight. All right, so all the rest of these leaves are this light green. And now I'm only pulling 1 strand out because I'm stitching with 2 strands, so when I put the 2 ends together, that's what's going to give me the 2 strands. So that's kind of fun. just the one strand. Oh, one of those rotary knitter things. Oh, dang. You know what? That would work well for this snake. I know exactly what you're talking about. You can actually hook up a drill, like a drill bit to those, and then just crank things out. I mean, I'm sure they come in different sizes, so you could do like a smaller too, but they're great for like hats and scarves and all that sort of stuff. Okay, where do I start here? I'm going to start way out here and just kind of do a wash over this way and see how much thread we can use, or like how much thread it's going to be used. We have these two little guys hanging up here. It would be nice to get those done, but I don't know. There's no other ones nearby. For some reason, I'm feeling the need to go right here, so I think that's the plan. So I'm going to do that loop method again. So let's make a stitch, because I started with a forward stitch, not a back stitch, which is fine. And now I'm going to pull it up, and there's my loop on this end. I'm just going to stick my needle in there, and we'll give it a pull, and there we go. Loop method. Got some sweater fuzz in there. Loop method for the win, and now we're back to having to stitch up a whole lot of surface area here. So I think we're back in the time-consuming bit of it all again. But it feels good getting all the brown done. That feels like I'm a step ahead. Oh, Sue says yellow, green scissors are pretty. I got the lavender and pink. Ooh, and you really like them. Oh, I'm so happy. Happy you like them. Oh, Anne says, I've got the tatting bug. I haven't knit anything since I got my tatting supplies for Christmas, LOL. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I did. I did try tatting on the stationary bike this morning. Just for a little, like towards the end of my bike ride. So I'm like full sweaty and I did it. I had my supplies just sitting out there because I knew I wanted to give it a try, and I gave it a go. It was weird. And I was stitching like the smallest thing possible. Like I was stitching that snowflake that I'm only using 12 weight sewing thread for. So I think it'd be better once I do my bigger snowflakes that I want to stitch. And I started with like where I left off with the pattern. I was doing the chains and then like a loop with my second shuttle, or a ring with the second shuttle on a chain. So that's actually, I don't know, less comfortable in my hand. So I was already starting with a tough bit, and then I needed to do a join, and that's when I stopped. I'm like, okay, I don't think I can do this. Look at this tiny, tiny piece, tiny, tiny little picot that I have to pull a thread through while I'm moving around on the bike. So I think that's going to have to wait till I'm using larger threads. So I was at the end of my bike ride, so I stopped then, and then I just finished the ring that I was on. But yeah, doing those joins on the bike, that's going to need some practice. I'll have to take a video, Marcia. Marcia says, I wish I could have seen that tatting on the bike. I bet you're the only person who ever tried that. I don't know. Oh, nice. Kimberly says, I have an older friend who brought out this huge box of tatting thread and told me to help myself. I was thrilled. Ugh, that's neato. Hey, Amber. Thanks for popping in. I'll have to take some video tomorrow, maybe. Oh, we have John's parents are coming over, so maybe I'll take a video like on Monday or something. But yeah, it was goofy, but it was fun. I could see it working. I think I would need my headphones and I don't know, put something on my phone or something while I'm doing that. Or I'm gonna get this tiny little chain stitch here since I'm right here. Man, I already can tell the rest of these leaves are gonna take forever. We're still on just like the second leaf. but it's looking cute. My mom's doing a lot more tatting. She learned how to do a split ring yesterday, and what did she call it? Something I hadn't done before, like a shuttle join. A shuttle join. Yeah, which I have no idea what that is. I think it might be the type of join where it kind of locks everything in versus having it being able to move on the stitches yet. Haven't graduated to that yet. But that book of snowflakes that I got, those are more advanced than what I know. It's probably still beginner, but for me, it's more advanced tatting. And I already even there's the sample one I think I can do, but snowflake number 1 after the sample, I don't know how to do stuff on it, so I already have to look up stuff to do like the first one. I don't think they're in order by difficulty though, so you know. But yeah, the first one, like I need to know how to do a mock picot to jump up to another row, which I haven't done that yet either. Done like a multiple row piece. When I was at my parents' though, my mom and I did kind of analyze my great-grandmother's little tatted piece that we have framed, or that they have framed there, and that looks relatively manageable. I'm still gonna have to jump up to another row, it looks like, but I think we can figure out that pattern. So we might, maybe next time, if I learn a little bit more or whatever, we can figure out that pattern. But it'd be cool to kind of recreate my great-grandmother's tatted piece. I think that'd be fun. It's like a bunch of little mini doily circles or snowflakes put together. It's actually a whole lot like English paper piecing is what it looks like hexagons, the hexagon English paper piecing. It seems very similar to that. Dang, we're gonna use up all of this green thread on these like couple tiny little leaves here. This is crazy. So we're gonna be here a while with these leaves. So I don't know, maybe Chad Kitty will be next week. I think we're definitely gonna bleed into next week a little bit on this. Ooh, Kimberly's on our second batch of kombucha. The first batch is on the second ferment. Ooh, added blueberries, blueberry puree, ginger, and lemon. Ugh, that sounds amazing. My dad's been getting into that. My mom and dad. I don't know if they made any for a little while. We'll have to get that going again. But they've done it with like blueberries and stuff before. Uh-oh, I think I lost. Oh, no, just felt like I pulled the needle out, but not quite. Oh, Amber says, I love that people are bringing back these nostalgic, oh my god, I literally cannot say that word, nostalgic, hobbies and crafts. I am over the moon about that too, and it's just been so fun seeing it all on TikTok too. I think that's just like been such a great venue for all of those crafts. Oh, there's a question about Chad Kitty. Sorry, the comments are going a little quick. May I ask, for Chad Kitty fur, it looks like you did one stitch for the line. Yep, that's what I did. Like each line, I just did one big long line. I can show you that in a sec here. Where did I leave off? Right here. But yeah, for the fur, I mean the outline I did just backstitch still, but for each of the lines of fur, I just did one big stitch. I think it'd look, fine however you did it though. But yep, I just did just one big stitch. Oh, dang. Sylvia says, working with my mom on a traditional Hawaiian quilt block. My comments are moving around. Fun new experience. All is well. That's so cool. We've been talking about a Hawaiian quilt. I think that would be like a fun long-term project to work on. Oh, Amy's asking Alyssa, when you went to your parents, were they sturgeon fishing again, or is it not the right time yet? Yep, I mean, they weren't sturgeon fishing, but it was sturgeon fishing time, and I'm thinking it probably still is, so learned a little bit more about sturgeon fishing. So first of all, you need like a permit, and you can only get one. And it's like one and then you're done. And you get way even lucky if you even see one. So it's not like they're all everywhere. So you just get one, and they're huge. They're like dinosaurs, like literally. They're like, some of the big ones are like 100 years old. But anyway, so it's this one time a year sturgeon fishing, and this is the only lake they can go on, I think, too, for fishing. It's like a highly protected thing. But anyway, so you get your one, and you're lucky if you get one, but the season goes like either like 2 weeks or when the quota is met. So they count the fish, how many fish were caught every day, like at the end of every day. It only goes to like the fishing only goes to like 1 p.m. every day. And I'm gonna have just enough for this leaf. That's great. And so then you bring it, if you caught something, you bring it to one of the bars basically to go get weighed and checked and stuff. And so they count how many fish are caught, and it's like if they reach any of the quotas, so like 400 females or, whatever it is, a certain amount of juveniles or a certain amount of males, if they reach any of those numbers, like if they end up getting all the females like quickly, then the season's over. And I think my dad said that the fastest season that there ever was 2 days. So a 2-day season, which would be so crappy. That'd be such a bummer for people who are hoping to be out there for 2 weeks. But anyway, so yep, it is currently sturgeon season. This would be week 2 of it. Actually, I don't know if it's still going, but theoretically it'd be week 2 of it. Yep. Oh yeah, there's strict quotas for sure, Amy. But what I didn't know is that, once the quota hits, it's done. And I didn't know there was quotas for the different types. Like, there's a quota for the juveniles, a quota for the females, and a quota for the males. And those are all different numbers for some reason. Well, I mean, for breeding and all that to keep the species going. But yeah, if any one of those numbers are hit, then the season's done. I don't know anybody that got one yet. I haven't seen on Facebook any announcement or any pictures of an uncle or aunt or anybody or cousin catching any. So, so we'll see. See if anyone gets one this year. We're already on our next piece of thread already. So that's all that got us. So I think we'll start up here and we'll just kind of get what comes along down here. So we are going to have to kind of work in like little mini batches everywhere. So we could kind of jump around. Maybe we will. But this one my brain's already at this one. So we'll go right here. So we're going to do that loop method of starting again. So I'm just doing my back stitch. This is that single strand of thread that we folded in half. So here's the fold. I'm going to bring that to about there and stick my needle through that loop. And pull, and there we go. We're attached. It's like invisible, practically, loop method of starting. Sturgeon is also where caviar comes from, or like what you think of caviar is from sturgeon, which is kind of goofy. They look like giant, creepy, like dinosaur catfish. Oh, Kathy finished the penguins embroidery. Yay. That one was fun. Does caviar only come from the female sturgeons? I mean, I'm sure there's other fish, like, I mean, there's like salmon roe and that sort of thing, so that'd be salmon, but I think like the real caviar, like what you think of as caviar, yeah, they're the female sturgeon eggs. Oh, Kathy finished the penguins and now she's ready for C and D. Yep, so C and D, geez, just one more week and we'll be starting those. There's only like one more week of February, like one more week and some change for February. So yep, we'll be starting on the letter C for our ABC stitch along, and that'll be the C for cats and D for dogs. So kind of expecting what you'd expect for those letters, I suppose. So we'll be doing those soon. I think we'll get through those pretty quickly. Further with this green. I think I'm going to start with those two single chain stitches on this next one here. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Kimberly. Kimberly says if I think about foods too much, like caviar or pate, then I can't eat it. It weirds me out. Yeah, I get that way too a little bit if I think about eggs too much. Even though we have eggs like every day, but eggs and yeah, caviar, just all those things is all kind of weird, isn't it? Right, got those two little guys. I think we'll go, let's go this direction. I think I might stitch up to this, like 2 stitches on the side of this jade, and then I think I might jump and get this kind of floating jade leaf. So I think I'll have enough thread for that. Then we don't have to come back to it. Oh, Kathy says, I'm waiting for my mystery box to arrive. I mailed all the orders today. That was my walk. That's why I had to do my walk by myself, because John was in a meeting and I had to get to the post office. So I walked to the post office. They usually pick up, but they've been less reliable. I think they switched around. Like we have a new mail person, or they trade off a little bit more, and they don't always come when I request a pickup anymore, so I've been just kind of, when it's carryable, I've been walking it to the post office, which is like a mile or so away. Maybe not that long. So that was my walk for the day. So it should be there soon. All right, let's do one big stitch here. Ooh, I think let's get this little bit here. I think this will be like 2 stitches worth. I just know I'm running out of thread and I want to finish this little clump. But hey, it's looking like we have a bunch done now, but like you can see now just how much like the 2 strands looks compared to like the thicker strands. Maybe it's still pretty subtle, but it is thinner, so we are getting that just little effect of the differences in thread thickness, which I think is kind of fun. Let's see, I can probably get, I don't know, 2 more stitches out of here. Might as well go for it. I think we'll get 1 more. All right, let's weave in that end. Okay, I'm tempted to do 1 more. Milking all I can get out of here. All right, let's go right there. Oh, that's a good idea, Amy. Amy says, I reuse my penguin and fish boxes for small quilting projects. Oh, I love that. That's cool. Yeah, it's almost like a little tray. So that makes sense. You could set stuff in there. Uh-oh. Can I make it? Yeah, just barely. There we are. Teeny bit left. All right, let's get another one started, and we'll see how far we get on that before 9:30 here. All right. This is still the same piece that I cut forever ago. We've only used 2 pieces from it, so I still have 4. So this will be my 3rd piece from it, so that's lasting us a little while. It's the beauty of stitching with 2 strands instead of 4 or 6. Your floss lasts much longer. All right, I think I'm going to start with this little clump here. Then we'll get these kind of outer clumps kind of done. All right. Then we'll just, you have to pepper around the insides to finish the rest. So this will, I think, feel like we're getting a lot done by doing these kind of outer clumps. Okay, 2 more stitches here. John's parents, I mentioned, are coming, and I think I see Kimberly and Nolan, you guys talking about farming a little bit. I think they have chickens, and I think they may be bringing a whole pile of eggs for us, which is awesome. Because like I said, we eat eggs like every morning. Get this little chain stitch here. So it must be getting to be spring or something. They're laying a little bit more, or it's getting a little warmer out. Or they're just old enough now, that could be too. They were little babies last year. Baby chicks. All right. Well, I'm liking how far we are on this. So I knew that this design was going to take longer than our just normal ones. Usually it takes us like the whole week to finish our embroidery of the month designs, but this one is pretty dense with stitches, so I knew it was going to take a hair longer than some of the other ones. So I'm actually kind of pleased at where we are so far. I do think it is just based on, like, you know, how long it's been taking to just do these 3 little clumps here. I think it will take some time to do the rest. Although it is pretty dense there, I'm not sure like the rest of these ones will take that long. But we'll see. So I'm hoping tomorrow we can finish like everything at the top here. So it'd be nice if we could finish all of the rest of these leaves, which might be pushing it a little bit, but it'd be awesome if we could finish this table, like this mat on the table. That's with the gray, but it's still with 2 strands. Then after that, everything is 1 strand. So next week maybe the first couple days, or maybe it'll only take 1 day, I don't know. But next week we'll finish this up first, and then we'll work on the Splendid Sampler 2 a little bit. And maybe that'll be that for the week. We'll see. Then it's March. Crazy, which is great. I can't wait. It's time for spring. This ice can melt. That'd be nice. It's so icy everywhere right now. Which makes the walk a little less enjoyable too. I think we'll go until we finish this thread tonight. Dang, and that didn't take long. I think we finished this thread in like 5 minutes. Yeah, so now it'll just be like all these stray clumps. But I have a feeling those will still take some time to stitch. It's all these small little curves, all these leaves. So to get like the curves, I'm using smaller stitches, and that all adds up to time. Ooh, cracked corn and greens with eggs. Dang, I could eat that. Nolene says, Alyssa, you're powering along with this jade plan. I know, I'm trying to go fast. I am still using the stabbing method, which is a little slower, so I guess, I don't know, I'm sticking with that now. But then I don't have to rotate my piece all over the place, and I can be a little bit more accurate. A little bit more. I think we'll finish this leaf, and maybe I'll get a stitch or 2 on that little one right next to us here. I think I can make this just 2 stitches. And then I think we will call it an evening. Gotta redo my nails tonight. I don't think these can last another day here. They're gonna be just more chipped than they are now. try and stretch this out to get, oh God, I don't know if I can get 2 more stitches. We're going to try. I'm going to do a forward stitch and then a back stitch and see where that gets us. Forcing stitches out of this. There we are. Excellent. Let's weave that in. 1. I always count out loud. It's funny. I always catch myself doing it. 2. Otherwise I'll forget. I'll get distracted. 3. There we are. I think I might say that every time I finish a piece of thread too. There we are. All right. So we got these littler bits in here. I think we're starting to get that effect of like the thicker things, closer, that are closer to us, like the leaves that are the big ones closest to us, versus as we get smaller and further back, our thread gets smaller. I think that's looking kind of cool. So yeah, so we'll flip through, try and get all the rest of these little dudes done. I'm just curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Ugh. So we got about 20 of those green leaves. How do we have left? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh my gosh, just about the same. I think there's maybe 21. So about the same amount of those little green guys left. All right. Well, we did do all these stems and stuff tonight, though, as well. Or these 3, and then this one. So we won't have that time. So we'll probably just, if I'm like timing it, we'll probably just finish all of those leaves and this kind of like woven little mat here. But that's a big clump done. That's a lot. And then next week, Monday, I think we'll probably be able to do this whole guy then. Ugh, that'll be fun. Yay, finally get to Chad Kitty. All right, so thank you guys again for hanging out with me here. Again, every evening here, I do appreciate it, and thanks for the chit-chat. And yeah, so I'll be back here 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, Central Time. And I hope y'all have a lovely evening, and thanks for the Powerball numbers from the future, Noeline. Have a great evening, everyone. Good night.